The examiners have heard hundreds of neighborhoods described as convenient and friendly. What they have not heard is your story about the auntie on the 4th floor. One place with a story beats 5 places with none. Welcome to Smart Path SG, where every student can learn, grow, and succeed. Question 2 of the 2020 Day 1 stimulus-based conversation. What do you like about your neighborhood? The examiners have widened the conversation from the picture to your own life. We will cover 4 things. First, choosing what to talk about. Depth always beats breadth here. Second, the FEEL frame for a personal answer. Third, 2 complete model answers, one about the people and one about the places. And fourth, the PBH frame for the follow-up, where you are asked for 1 suggestion to improve your neighborhood. Since the examiners are widening the conversation from one event in one estate to your own neighborhood, follow them there and bridge naturally. That picture actually made me think about my own estate. What I appreciate most about where I live is, it makes you sound like a confident conversationalist. Step 1. Choose what to talk about. Depth always beats breadth. Avoid vague, generic answers, such as, "My neighborhood is very convenient, and the people are friendly." Without a specific example, it tells the examiners nothing about your neighborhood. A strong answer focuses on 1 or 2 things you can speak about with feeling and specific detail. For example, the people, a helpful neighbor, a familiar hawker, the security uncle who knows your name, the green spaces, a park connector, a playground. Convenience, the wet market, the MRT, the library, the atmosphere, quiet, safe, lively in the mornings, or 1 specific spot, like the void deck or the community garden. A useful framework for such question is FEEL. F for the feature you like. Name 1 thing, not a list. E for a concrete example, a named person, a named place, an actual moment. The second E for the effect it has on you, how it impacts how you feel or how you live. An L for a link to a bigger idea, tying back to the stimulus, to community, to belonging. Here is the first model answer, built on the people. What I appreciate most about my neighborhood is the people who make it feel lived in. The familiar faces I see almost every day. For example, Auntie Lim on the 4th floor often brings us homemade soup whenever my mother works late. And the drink stall uncle at the coffee shop downstairs already knows my order before I even reach the counter. Kopia kosong for my father and a Milo for me. These small gestures make me feel recognized, rather than invisible. In a city where some people live beside strangers for years, I think that is quite precious. That is also why Sunny Avenue's party in the picture appeals to me. Events like this help keep the kampung spirit alive, and remind us that a neighborhood is more than just buildings, it's the people who care for one another. Another model answer, built on places this time. What I like most about my neighborhood is how much greenery and open space we have, despite living in a fairly built-up part of Singapore. There is a park connector that runs right behind my block, lined with rain trees. On Saturday mornings, my father and I cycle along it, and we usually pass the same group of elderly residents doing Tai Chi near the fitness corner. There is also a small community garden, where residents grow chilies, pandan, and ladies' fingers. After a long week of school, cycling under the trees is when I feel my mind finally slow down. It is also where I have my best conversations with my father, because neither of us is looking at a screen. These shared spaces do more than look pleasant. They bring people out of their flats. The community garden in particular has turned strangers into gardening partners, which is much the same idea behind Sunny Avenue's party in the picture. Next, a follow-up question. What is 1 suggestion you would give to improve your neighborhood? Note the word 1. Give a single, well-developed suggestion rather than a list of 5 undeveloped ones. For a suggestion, use PBH framework. P for the problem. What is lacking right now? Described specifically. B for the better idea. 1 concrete change, small enough that it could actually happen. And H for how it helps, naming exactly who benefits. Then, acknowledge a difficulty. Admitting a limitation makes you sound realistic rather than naive, and it is what separates a thoughtful suggestion from a wish list. Here is the first suggestion, fully developed. If I could suggest 1 improvement, it would be to add more sheltered seating with proper shade along the walkways between the blocks and the bus stop. At present, there are only 2 benches, and neither offers shade. I would place shaded benches at regular intervals along that stretch, perhaps every 100 meters, ideally near the existing trees, so they stay cool naturally, rather than needing a large shelter to be built. This would help the elderly residents most. I often see an elderly gentleman from my block resting on the curb halfway home because there is nowhere proper to sit, and in our heat that worries me. Benches would also give neighbors a reason to pause and chat, which is how casual friendships tend to begin. I do realize that everything costs money, so I would begin with just 2 or 3 benches along the busiest path, rather than asking for the whole route to be changed at once. Listen to how that last line lands. It is modest, and it is convincing. And an alternative suggestion. My suggestion would be to hold small community events more regularly, rather than only during festive periods. At present, the only times my neighbors truly gather are during Chinese New Year or National Day. These gatherings need not be elaborate. For example, a monthly Saturday morning at the Void Deck would do. A shared breakfast, a board game corner for children, and a table where residents could give away items they no longer need. I'd keep it simple and easy to organize, so that it actually continues month after month. Meeting regularly is how a familiar face slowly becomes someone you can call on. It would help newcomers settle in, and it would matter most to residents who live alone and may go days without a proper conversation. The challenge, of course, is finding volunteers, since everyone is busy. That is why I would keep it simple, and I would be glad to pitch in myself, especially during school holidays. The fastest way to elevate your oral score is to upgrade your vocabulary. Instead of "my neighborhood is convenient," say "everything I need is within walking distance." "There are many trees," becomes "the estate is generously planted," or lush with greenery. Instead of "the people are friendly," "the residents are warm and look out for one another." Old people becomes "elderly residents." Instead of "it is quiet," say "peaceful and unhurried," especially in the early morning. Instead of "it is safe," "I can walk home after dark without feeling uneasy." Instead of "I feel happy there," "I feel a real sense of belonging." Instead of "add more things," "enhance the estate with," or "introduce additional." And a place to hang out becomes a communal space where residents can gather. 4 more possible follow-ups. How long have you lived there, and has it changed much? Give a specific answer. Then 1 concrete change. A new mall, an upgraded playground, a coffee shop that closed, older neighbors moving away, and add how you feel about it rather than simply reporting it. Would you like to live in the same neighborhood when you grow up? Either answer works. Whichever you choose, explain what you would miss. Is there anything you dislike? Be honest but fair, never sounding like you are just complaining. Choose something reasonable, like crowded lifts at peak hours or litter at the Void Deck, and mention how it could be managed. And who should be responsible for improving a neighborhood? Acknowledge the town council, the community club, and grassroots volunteers, but argue that residents themselves matter most. Facilities can be built, yet a sense of community must be chosen by the people who live there. Lastly, putting all together. Choose 1 feature, not 5, and choose it for depth. Give a named, real example. Auntie Lim, the park connector behind the block. Kopio kosong for your father. Then link outward, back to the stimulus and to the idea of community. Here is the key takeaway. Name real, ordinary things. The Void Deck, the wet market, the park connector, the fitness corner, the coffee shop downstairs. Specific nouns instantly make your answer sound true, and truth is far more engaging than a rehearsed description. The examiners have heard hundreds of convenient and friendly neighborhoods. They have not heard about your Auntie Lim. That is question 2. In the next and final episode, the examiners turn to your values. What does being a good neighbor mean to you? See you there. Thanks for watching. Head over to smartpathsg.com to play our free PSLE practice game, or join our community for more tips and resources. Don't forget to subscribe for new videos every week.